Of all the creators on YouTube over the course of its history, very few have made as big of an impact as Filthy Frank. For those of you who have never heard of him, if that's even possible, his channel specialized in making humorous skits with over-the-top acting and edgy jokes. But beyond that, it's difficult to class exactly what the Filthy Frank channel would upload simply because there's nothing to compare it to. Frank originally created in-character rants about a variety of topics using a persona that shared the channel name. But while vlog-style rants weren't uncommon on YouTube at the time, his differed in that they were ironic and played off the absurdity of the character, often making himself the butt of the joke. This would soon branch out as more characters were added to the show's roster like Pink Guy and Chin Chin, and the video format would begin to dissolve, becoming more and more unpredictable. Rather than simply sitting in front of a webcam, Frank would begin to add variety in how he filmed and even incorporate music videos into the content, which led to the character of Pink Guy having his own album largely disconnected from the main channel's content. Videos were released for around 7 years across several channels, but on September 27th, 2017, it would all come to an end when he released a video titled Francis of the Filth, which served as an announcement for a book that continued the show's lore, but no new video content would ever emerge again, and a tweet posted later confirmed that the Filthy Frank show had in fact come to a close. But despite it being years since he was active, his fanbase and reputation have remained strong, even inspiring the popular fan channel and character Filthy Frank 2. Who began making videos continuing Frank's lore in March of 2019 with a video titled Filthy Frank Reborn. And by extension, this channel has gone on to inspire other sequel channels like Leafy is Here Too, who I may talk about as well. But back on Frank, his content has faced a variety of hurdles staying online, both because of its offensive nature and because of its creator, George Miller himself, or Joji, who would often delete older content. The most noteworthy example of this was when he purged all of his out-of-character appearances. For years, fans of the channel were only exposed to Joji through Frank and his other characters, but in 2014 he created a video titled Filthy Frank Exposes Himself, which featured him out of character in video form for the first time. In it, he announced he'd be appearing this way more often for health reasons, and that he'd be creating a channel known as Joji Vlogs, where he'd continue to be more open with his true personality.
So I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I have not been well the last couple months. Long story short, I was born with this, but I was recently diagnosed with a brain condition that ironically it gives me seizures. But unfortunately, what happens here is a lot of the seizures are actually induced by stress, which unfortunately a lot of it comes from running this show. And I'm gonna have to jump in now for my health. But the good thing now is this is time for the announcements. Everybody's been asking for vlogs, like real vlogs, not just Frank around, but like, you know, just vlogs, so I'll start a different channel with that.
As promised, he made this channel and released 10 vlogs, as well as 2 more out-of-character videos on the main channel titled Chin Chin is Not Pleased and How to Win a Girl's Heart. But later, he deleted the Joji Vlogs channel's content and removed all the other aforementioned content after having decided not to appear out of character again. In terms of his other deleted videos, most of which were taken offline by YouTube themselves. Some for copyright, but mostly for guidelines violations due to the intrinsically offensive nature of his content. Based on the amount of deleted content I've collected in seeking out missing Filthy Frank videos, I'd say the number of these is around the range of 87, each for reasons that vary based on the individual video. Although, this particular topic was already covered quite well in a video titled The Missing Filthy Frank Videos by the Gamer from Mars. A video which I strongly recommend you all watch, but doing so might be tough since the video was ironically blocked worldwide by Joji and his network. Something which I'm hoping doesn't repeat itself with the video you're watching right now.
Currently, my internet mystery that talks about some of his lost videos is blocked worldwide, with him and his network denying my disputes. At some point, I'll probably fight it, but right now I'm too busy with other things.
Now, even though Joji has long since retired, his content has continued to go missing and new developments have been occurring even after the Gamer from Mars video on the subject, which is more what I want to focus on. Because while content deleted in Frank's heyday has been more than safe from getting purged completely, it's no longer that simple. One thing that's become abundantly clear, especially after Leafy's deletion, is that YouTube will keep tightening its guidelines and no one is safe. Frank may be offline, but as the rules keep changing, the site will retroactively take down videos that were fine before, especially for someone like him who was already pushing the envelope. Even the sequel channel has seen similar issues. Normally, this isn't a problem for an account Frank's size to deal with, but since he's essentially retired from YouTube, these deletions have gone completely undisputed, and the old dedicated Filthy Frank re-upload channels have been largely abandoned. Even still, when these videos do get taken down, it does tend to be highly noticeable. Specifically, the deletion of Frank's Cake trilogy of videos over the course of the last few months was widely discussed, with the reason for the takedowns being violating YouTube's policy on violent or graphic content. Luckily, all got re-uploaded by smaller channels. Although while these may be the most well-known deletions over the last few years, it's not all of them. Frank has 3 channels today: TV Filthy Frank, Too Damn Filthy, and Disaster Music. His main obviously being TV Filthy Frank. Too Damn Filthy houses secondary content, music, and the occasional re-upload of a deleted main channel video. And the third channel is Disaster Music, which was actually the first of the 3. Originally, Joji and his friends ran this channel after having created it in middle school for fun. And much of its early content didn't even feature the Filthy Frank character at all. This obviously changed though, and as time passed, Joji took the reins of the channel on his own in 2011. In mid-2014, however, he abandoned the channel entirely and moved to the main Filthy Frank channel we all know today. This was because the Disaster Music account had been hit with so many guidelines and copyright violations that it was in no state to continue uploading them. Now, in the years since the end of the show, all 3 channels have seen a lot of problems. According to the archives of each account's Social Blade page, the Filthy Frank channel has had 5 takedowns, Too Damn Filthy has had 6 removed, and Disaster Music has lost 12. Most of these are accounted for, and if you do enough digging, you're bound to find them. For the main channel, these are How to Concho, which is a short animation, the well-known Cake Trilogy, and One Direction Fan Commits Suicide, which was deleted for violating guidelines. On Too Damn Filthy, things are a bit harder to discern. Several were prouted at unknown times, including the song Dog Festival Directions from the Pink Guy album, as well as the video Pink Guy Goofs JonTron, which was a clip of JonTron's cameo from the Filthy Frank parody of prank channels. Others on this channel were only unlisted, like the song White is Right, for obvious reasons, as well as Japanese 101 I Don't Give a that was blocked for copyright. And just a few months ago, a video parodying anime intros called Every Anime was removed from YouTube for the same reason, as was Pink Guy in Times Square on Disaster Music for a song used in the background. Now, as you all know, I myself like to archive content I enjoy, especially when it's in a vulnerable position. With Joji gone and YouTube getting stricter, I did just that when the first of the Cake Trilogy went down, and made sure to grab everything from there. First, I did a bulk download of all the content from every Filthy Frank channel, as well as every re-upload channel I could find. Next, I downloaded every folder containing Frank-related content from archive.org's database, and grabbed embedded videos from the Wayback Machine by checking YouTube URLs to see if they'd gotten stored automatically. I remember doing this on the last day of college before quarantine back in March, because it was the only time I'd have access to good enough internet to download everything. And it's fortunate I grabbed them when I did, because just a few months later, most of the videos stored in the Wayback Machine entries would be purged. But as I was doing this, one video kept eluding me as I searched for it for hours. That being an old Too Damn Filthy video titled Dude Masturbates in Traffic, which I knew existed because its title and URL was stored in a list of videos uploaded by the channel. Unsurprisingly, it got taken down for violating YouTube's policy on nudity or sexual content, and had never gotten put back up anywhere. Once I downloaded everything from archive.org that day in March, I put it all into one folder and spent several hours at home deleting the duplicates, and finally, buried in one archive.org folder submitted years ago by a random user grabbing Too Damn Filthy content, was the Guy Masturbates in Traffic video. And it was just Salamander Man doing just what the title says for 10 seconds. Not sure if it was worth the time to find, but by gathering all those videos, I basically was able to prove that all known Filthy Frank videos are still available in some form. Not all of them are posted to YouTube, but none of them are gone from the internet entirely. A good example of this is his well-known green screen pack, which at the time of its release was only available as a downloadable file from a website which now no longer exists. It's been ripped and re-uploaded to YouTube many times, but is continuously taken down due to the controversy caused from a random user putting it in a video that got marked for kids.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10 as we have a warning tonight for parents with children who watch YouTube Kids. Sherry Jackson is on assignment. More on that in a minute, as tonight those videos discovered to have hidden messages, one of them encouraging suicide.
Your child could be watching this video, looks harmless. It's just some cartoon characters, and then this pops up.
Remember, kids, sideways for attention, long ways for results.
It's still possible to download from the source if you pull up the Wayback Machine archives from the original site, and from here you can grab the edited and unedited version. Both are also available on the archive.org database as well. But on YouTube, the most recent re-upload of the pack was as late as August of this year, and it's apparently already been age restricted, so I wouldn't be surprised if it gets removed as a whole pretty soon. It's ironic how such a well-known and widely used video has such a hard time staying online on the site it's been seen the most. In terms of Filthy Frank's lost videos, this is the closest it gets, since like I said, everything is backed up in some form as far as we know. Even other sources like the Gamer from Mars video and the Lost Media Wiki on Frank's content confirm this, citing everything as being found. However, it's important to note that while I've found no evidence to suggest that any content including the Filthy Frank character has been erased completely, that doesn't mean that all the content from Frank's channel has survived. Let me explain. What I mean is simply that Joji's original account, Disaster Music, has had a lot of lost media dating all the way back to mid-2008 from before the Filthy Frank character was ever created. Not all content from this era is gone, most of it is still up to date, and 5 older videos were only unlisted and can be accessed as well, but others are missing and have never been recovered. From a playlist that's still accessible on the channel to this very day, we're able to see that they once had a series known as Retarded Ray. Looking at it through the Wayback Machine reveals that it was started as early as January 21st, 2019 and remained up for another 4 years. Based on this and an early screenshot of the channel itself, we know that at least 6 episodes of this series existed. Retarded Ray The Bathroom, The Elevator, Retarded Ray Charles, The Payphone, The Ultimate Traffic Light, and A Pudding Story. Only the last of which has survived, and it's rather strange.
Which one of you stole my pudding?
I guess not by Filthy Frank standards, though. Every once in a while, questions about Retarded Ray and the Lost series are asked by fans. But to this day, nothing about the origins of the character or what it was supposed to be has been disclosed. Based on what's known though, what happened is fairly obvious. As I said, Joji used to run this channel with his friends in middle school, and in the old channel's description, someone named Ray Brown is shown in the cast list second to only Joji himself. I'd bet that when the channel was just starting, Retarded Ray was their main series and first attempt at creating a Filthy Frank-esque character, with Ray Brown being the lead actor. One of these videos, titled Retarded Ray Charles, even implies in the description that Joji played a direct spin-off of Ray by saying, retarded Asian version of Ray Charles. But potentially, once Joji's friends left the picture and he had the channel to himself, he created Filthy Frank as another offshoot of Retarded Ray to make a new series. Then, after seeing popularity, removed the older videos to keep the privacy of those involved. It's odd to think, but in an alternate universe that the Disaster Music channel had taken off several years earlier, the Retarded Ray character may have taken Filthy Frank's place in internet culture. Most likely not for the better. Still, these original Retarded Ray videos did exist and are thankfully the closest to lost Filthy Frank content that there is. In addition to other random Disaster Music uploads at the same time, such as Asian Busters Episode 12, Asian Interrogation, Never Knock on a Gangster's Door, and A Message to YouTube and Subscribers, Project Your Pick. Due to the fact